Hey folks, Jonathan here. I don't do a lot of videos on the wrecks and stuff I pick up, but I've got a couple here I wanted to show you. And this car here, this is a little Toyota. It was sitting alongside the road and had a flat tire, and evidently they didn't have a spare. And so somebody had left it. And about 3:30 in the morning, somebody came through, ran off the road, and actually hit it in the back. And I don't know how the driver of the other car is doing, but you know, this was completely off the road. So this kind of makes you think about it when you're loading stuff up. You know, if you'd have been loading that when that car come through, been in a mess. But you know, tore it all to pieces and shortened it up a bunch. But we get quite a few like that. But I've got one that that I picked up that is this was yesterday morning, I think it was. About the weirdest one I've ever picked up, and not vehicle wise, but just the whole situation. That was this truck. This truck actually wrecked at about midnight, and I guess there was somebody in a mobile home next to where it wrecked. Now it wrecked up against an abandoned mobile home, but the people heard it, but they didn't call it in until, or they heard a noise, but they, I guess finally when they got up the next morning, it was still dark, but they went out and checked out and seen it, and went back in and called the highway patrol and the fire department. And the fire department, highway patrol come out, seen the truck, for some reason didn't go ahead and have it towed. They waited till, you know, later on. But the point was is they couldn't find the driver. They assumed it was probably, you know, somebody that was drunk, and there was some beer bottles and stuff around it, but they assumed it was somebody that was drunk, and they just left the scene. We get that a lot. And but when daylight came and the homeowner come back out, and you know, the abandoned mobile home was really near their house, but when they came back out, they actually walked around and looked from the front and seen the man laying on the roof of the mobile home. And what happened is he was alcohol involved, of course, but the guy was going really fast and rolled this thing and didn't have a seatbelt on, and it ejected him. And I'm going to show a couple pictures of the scene, but it had to eject him. I mean, he had to be 30-40 feet in the air, because he didn't just slide up on the roof. I mean, he actually was in the air and came down on the roof, and it broke a couple of the rafters on the mobile home and bent the you know, the metal roof on it. And but he was there from midnight, I guess, until probably 9 o'clock, I think, when I was there, when they was taking him off. They just was getting ready to take him down when I got there. And it was a real mess. I tell you what, I've never seen that before. I've seen people be ejected and, you know, get thrown out and beat up, and but I've never seen anybody get ejected that far up in the air, and you know, especially just to happen to come down on top of a house. But anyway, I got one more thing I just want to show you here real quick, and then show you some pictures of this wreck here. Okay, I wanted to show you this table saw that I picked up. You know, sometimes you have a need for something, but you don't have the money to buy it, or maybe you just prefer to build it on your own. But this is something that I, you know, was in on a deal or trade with a friend of mine, and I just thought it was neat. Not sure even what I'm going to do with it, whether I'm going to keep it as a table saw or you know, use it for parts, use the motor and the wheels off of it or something, I don't know. But just thought it was neat the way it was made. It's got a plywood top, and evidently it's been wet because it's bubbled up. But I think that's a 10-inch blade. Someone threw together evidently years ago. They got a fence that's adjustable. You just loosen the screws up and you can move the fence back and forth. And I guess you'd have to get it parallel to the blade, but big motor, single phase. Don't know how many horsepower it is. I really didn't look at it. And I guess it's got a tag on it. Got a nice cord on it. And they've got some big wheels on it to move it around. And the arbor, you know, it's a 1-inch arbor on it, so, and they've actually got it mounted in on steel. And only the table is just wood. And they put a nice switch on it. They got a handle on it to pick it up to roll it around. General Electric motor. Let's see what it is. Single phase. Probably 1.5 horse. So it's just a big old motor. But you know, back when they made good motors, that thing would probably run for the next 100 years. But just something I wanted to show you. I thought was pretty neat. They got it set up for the dust to come down and I guess come out at the bottom. Anyway, appreciate everybody watching, and been really busy towing, so haven't been able to make any videos or anything, but we'll get back at it. Bye.